Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Non-Stop Talking with your girl here, Vivian Liu. Today is the start of a new month, which means I am coming at you with my monthly recap. So I have my planner here, per usual, and I'm gonna flip over to the month of October. So October is obviously the month of Halloween, so I really wanted to do like Halloween autumn stuff this month, and I did get to do a few things. One of them was I decided that I wanted to go to one of those like scary like theme park things. My friend and her two co-workers and I went to not scary Okay, so Jackie and I just got out of Joker, and honestly, that movie, like, oh my god, triggers for everything. What's that beeping? Okay, I don't know what's going on, but fuck that movie! Like, we're headed to like Not Scary Farm right now, and I'm telling Jackie, like, I can't go to Not Scary Farm anymore. Like, that movie like fucked me over so bad. Like, I was so stressed, I had so much anxiety, I like felt for the character so badly, and I could see why this movie could be really triggering, because it is extremely triggering. Oh my god, my heart has so much emotion, and I'm like, now I'm gonna go and get scared. I hope I don't even see fucking clowns there. Oh my god, I can't. Seriously, if you guys are planning on watching Joker, after you watch it, you just need like to go lock yourself up in your room and be with your thoughts and like just decompress, because there's just so many layers in this movie, and it's like just takes you down like this rabbit hole of like depression. Like, you're just sad and helpless and hopeless and just so distraught and stressed like the entire fucking time. Like, this movie is absolutely mental. Like, if you don't have like the mental strength for it, don't watch this movie. But if you do, it's actually a really good movie. Yeah. I was supposed to go out today, but plans change, things happen, and I drove halfway and came back. So instead, I wanted to talk to you about the emotional toll of a day I had yesterday. So obviously, Jackie and I started off with watching the Joker movie, which I talked about in my earlier story, my thoughts about that. And then later in the day, we decided to do Not Scary Farm. And the thing with me is that, like, I'm a pansy and I get scared extremely easily. And I went to horror nights a few years back, and it was like I was scared. But I felt like I came out of it thinking like, oh, ha ha ha. It ended up like kind of having laughs and being fun. So I was like, it's been a few years. I'm older now. Maybe, I'm gonna be better with this. I've realized like it's worse. I like the first maze that we went to was kind of like laser tag, in the sense that like you get to shoot at the zombies, but they don't actually die, so they keep coming back. And it was a really fun concept, and it was the favorite maze that I went to that day. And then the second one that we went to, the props were really well done. And I think like I should have ended the night there. Like, I think 2 is my limit of how much I can handle, because when we were waiting for the third one, I just like, my anxiety was like, it's like beyond the roof for today. Like I just can't anymore, and I don't know why I'm still doing this. um, but you know how like when you're like committed to standing in a line and you stood in line for it and you're just like, well, you know what, we're gonna do this. So I went in, and like the first thing that happened scared me like so badly that I was like, I can just emergency exit out of this right now because I really, really can't. And so I just held on to like my friend's back, and I just kept staring at the back of his head and like just like tunnel visioning like everything. Like I did not even see, like besides the first half of that maze, I didn't see the rest of the maze at all. And because I was so scared, I actually had like two of like the people like chasing after me, and and they started whispering to me. And it was really funny because after the maze ended, the guy was like, oh, there were like two like people who were like chasing after you, like whispering at you. What were they saying? And I was like, honestly, I couldn't really hear them, but I think the first one was like, you're gonna die, and the second one, I think it was like, nothing leaves here. And honestly, I like I just can't anymore. Like I was so tired, I was so drained. And at the first maze, they split the group up into two. Like halfway through the maze you get split up, right? And I don't know why we were so lucky, we were actually at the front of like the that group's line, right? So it was like my friend's friend was first, and then I was behind him. And so when they split, obviously he went to the right side and I was supposed to go to the left side, but hell no am I gonna go first, right? So I'm calling at my friend who's like trailing behind me. I was like, Jackie, get over here. And then the guy, he like totally misheard me, but he was like, Jenny isn't gonna come with you. You need to go. And I was just like, no. And then Jackie catches up and she was like, can I go with her? And she was like, no, now she's gonna go by herself. And then he blocks like everyone with his arms, and like everyone had to go right, and I was the only one that could go left. And I was like, oh, I'm just gonna run this. And then it's one of like those lower, like you kind of have to like bend down. So I'm literally just squatting and just like speed walking out of there. And then I just waited until like the next, like Jackie and her group of people caught up, because I was like, nope, I'm not gonna continue on by myself. This is not happening. And like I said, honestly, I should have stopped at the second maze. Like I think that was really like my threshold, because when I got out of it, and you know how like these things, they have like people just like walking around scaring you. All they really do is like they like either have like, I remember at the Horror Nights, the year I went to Horror Nights, they had like chainsaws, so they were pretending to pull a chainsaw and then it actually makes the chainsaw noise. This year I don't know why they had like animal like noises, that they something that they would squeeze and then they would make that noise, or they would just stomp next to you, or like, you know, do like little jump scares like that, right? And I made eye contact with one of them while we were like standing in line, buying ice cream and lemonade. And I made eye contact and I knew he was gonna come for me, and so I just took off and ran. And because I took off and ran, he started chasing me, and I was like, there's no point in running. So I went back to the group. So I literally just ran a circle, and I just like went into like the middle of my group of friends, and then he did like his whole scaring thing and then left. But I was just like, oh my god, I really can't. And the funny thing is that everyone always says like, it's because you're scared, that's why they're coming after you. And they're like, yeah, you just have to stop being scared. And honestly, if I could stop being scared, I would, okay? But it's just this vicious cycle of me being scared, and then them chasing after me, and then me getting more scared, and then me wanting to run, and then me running, and then more of them chasing after me, and it just never stops. And I was just like, I can't anymore. And literally after the third maze, I was like, I'm so tired. If any of these, like, just like the straddlers walking around come next to me, like, I don't even have like the energy to yell. I think I'm just gonna be like, like I just want to cry, but not really cry, but like make that noise, because I'm just so tired and so stressed and so scared when I know it's not scary, but I can't help it. So, lesson learned: these things are not for me, because I am a hardcore scaredy cat. The people who go with me get an extreme kick out of it, especially those that don't find this scary and they go for laughs. and they see how scared I am, and they're just like, wow, how are you so scared? And I'm just like, this isn't funny. But it is. When you think back at it, you're like, I'm laughing with you too. But at the same time, I don't think I ever want to go to these things ever again. I just can't handle it. I'm older now, my heart is weaker, and I just can't. The fun part of the night was that I told them, like, because we probably had time to do like a fourth maze, but I was like, oh, you guys can go. I'm going to go ride a roller coaster. We were really close to Ghost Rider, and so we stood in line for Ghost Rider. We didn't realize the wait for Ghost Rider was 130 minutes. We thought it was going to be really short, that like no one else was going to ride roller coasters. But I mean, I guess Ghost Rider is just that popular. So we got in line, and the park already closed, but we were still like in line, so we were still able to get on the ride. And I think we got to ride Ghost Rider after 2, and it was amazing. Just like that thrilling of experience of like riding it in the dark at night with the night wind just hitting you because you're going so fast, and just the thrill of like everyone just in, even on the roller coaster ride, like everyone is just so like sleep deprived and a little bit delusional, and so that was really fun. I'm glad we ended the night with a roller coaster. And yeah, honestly, that like entire day, I mean, it goes on to the next day, but just like that chunk of day, like was just such an emotional toll with watching Joker and then going to Not Scary Farm. And I'm just like, why why did I do that to myself? I have no idea, but here I am sharing with you this experience, and wow, what a day. And I'm so tired because I didn't go to bed until 4, and I woke up today to go out, but obviously those plans didn't work out. But it's cool. I'm good. I did a face of makeup, and I was like, I already did a face of makeup. The only people who saw me are my parents and my car. So I was like, yeah, let's just go on Instagram and share with my friends what a day I had. Honestly, I don't know why. Like, I actually find it really interesting that, like, I find roller coasters, like, really thrilling and, like, exhilarating and fun. I'm not a big fan of, like, those, like, drops, like that. But, like, I love, like, roller coasters. But, like, I really just can't do, like, scary houses, scary mazes, any of that stuff. I mean, I could like push myself, and I've realized like what my threshold is at this moment in time in my life. But I think I'm good with like testing my limits and boundaries. We don't always need to go try new things and experience stuff for the first time. Because I'm good, you're good, we're all good. If you can handle it mentally, I would say, like, definitely go watch The Joker. If you want to go to Not Scary Farm, go check out the one that I talked about that was like laser tag ish, like all of us in the group agreed that was like the favorite maze that we went to that day. And according to like their pamphlet brochure map thing, it's the last year that they're having that maze. So definitely go check it out if that sounds interesting to you, because as someone who is a scaredy cat, I also thought that was fun. And obviously the guy screwing me over and making me walk alone added to my memory and experience of that first maze. I felt like every maze had like a story in itself. So I could easily break it down, but this has just gone on for too long. And it's time to say goodbye. So bye. Something else that I did that I think really fits this like month was that I went to a pumpkin patch. I went to Tanaka Farms in Irvine, California with a few of my friends. We didn't do, besides like paying for admissions, we didn't do any of the other stuff that you had to pay for. We kept it real simple. Walked around the pumpkin patch, took some pictures by the sunflower, did the corn maze, and the corn maze was actually like really easy. It was just kind of like a quick like walk through, so that wasn't too bad. I guess like they kept it simple for like kids. And then we got some lemonade there. Overall, it was like a pretty big pumpkin patch, and it is Sanrio themed. So it was a really fun like time, and it was definitely like a great like photo shoot spot. I will definitely next year try to visit another pumpkin patch, because that was actually like my first pumpkin patch ever. I know, craziness, right? And yeah, like this one was such a good experience. I'm down to try another one. There is a pumpkin patch that's closer to where I live, but it's just like this tiny pumpkin patch on like this deserted lot, that's just like this small square, and I never really got like a true pumpkin patch vibe from it. So I was really glad I got to go to Tanaka Farms, and next year I'm looking forward to trying out another pumpkin patch. So my friends and I are doing like a foodie day in OC, and Instagram reminded me.
I'm not her friends.
Instagram reminded me that a year exactly today, I tried Omomo for the first time. So since we're in the OC, we're here again at Omomo, and I'm really excited. In honor of, I guess you can say, of the fact that Moto Hawaii had opened up a pop-up shop in Torrance. So we went there, actually went twice this month to go check it out, with two different groups of people. But the first time that I went, the 3 flavors that we got were honeydew sugar, strawberry, and I believe black sesame. The honeydew sugar just like blew my mind. I was like, wow, this is like really, really, really good. And the strawberry wasn't bad as well. I'm not like a huge like black sesame fan, but that was good too. So like just like the overall experience, I was like, wow, this is really, really good. So then I went another time with another group of friends, or more so family, and the flavors that day, I didn't know they were going to do different flavors, but the flavors that day were pumpkin, Earl Grey, and taro sugar. I'm not a fan of pumpkin, and I didn't think the taro taste and the taro sugar really came out. And then so obviously the best was Earl Grey, but I kind of wasn't as good because of the flavors the second time around. But as like a mochi donut, I thought the mochi donut was really good. Yeah, I honestly had like really awesome like food adventure in October. I went out to eat quite a lot, honestly, but yeah, I had like a lot of really good like food adventures, got some ramen as well, and yeah, overall it's just been like a eat too much but eat really good food month. It's on to the next part, the recommendations and unrecommendations. So obviously it's split up mainly into 3 parts. The first one is books, the second one is Asian dramas / anime, and then the third one is Western TVs and movies. And before all of this, I like to recommend a song. So this month, my all-time favorite Disney Channel star, Selena Gomez, I love her. Wizards of Waverly Place will always be I think, my all-time favorite Disney Channel show, period. And with that being said, she has finally released new music. She came out with 2 singles, Lose You to Love Me and Look at Her Now. I personally think these 2 songs are solid. I don't think they're like as boppy as like the 2 songs that Camila Cabello came out with recently, but I mean, I love Selena Gomez, and she says that these are just like the 2 starter songs. The next like songs that are going to be on the album are going to be even better, so I'm super hyped and excited. And when I compare like the 2 songs, Lose You to Love Me and Look at Her Now, obviously in like the Look at Her Now, it's a dance track, and I love the part, but I think like Lose You to Love Me has such like a layer of emotion to it that I just was blown away by. And I think that's why of the 2, I like would say I think I might like Lose You to Love Me a little bit better. It's really hard to say, but yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. And just that, I mean, like, obviously the song is getting a lot of playtime and it's getting a lot of recognition, which is like superb. I'm so glad that Selena Gomez is back, and I'm excited for when her album drops. I'll definitely be buying that, and I'm all around just excitement, and I hope that more people will stream and like listen to her music, even though I know it's like pretty much #1 on a lot of charts right now. Okay, so moving on, part 1, books for my recommendation. This month I actually listened to Dear Girls by Ali Wong. I wanted to listen to it as an audiobook because I know that Ali Wong narrates it, and I've seen her 2 Netflix specials and I adore her, and I was so excited for this. I placed a hold immediately for it on my library app, and I was one of the first people that did get to listen to the audiobook, and that was super duper exciting. And the audiobook was just so good, and I highly recommend it. First of all, the theme of it being something she's writing to her daughters because of the fact that her father wrote her a letter before he passed, and there wasn't enough time for her to like ask him all the questions, and this is kind of her like writing this letter to her daughters, letting her daughters like know her, especially during the time that she was trying to still make it, when she was like grinding, right? And there is also like I guess like an epilogue or the ending. Her husband comes in and says a few things, and honestly it's just a really sweet book, a really funny book, a really real book, and there were just so many things that I found myself relating to with Ali Wong, and that was also like a really huge shock to me. It's gonna like touch a lot of people, uplift a lot of people, and just make people laugh. So I highly recommend, particularly listen to the audiobook. I had a lot of duds this month, and I don't really know which one I would single out. I did finish Everyone's Getting Married, the manga series this month, and if you saw, I don't think it's posted yet, but I did a series wrap up for it. It's probably not posted yet, but when that comes around you'll know why I dislike that, so I'm not gonna talk about it here. Part 2, Asian dramas and anime. The best thing that I watched this month for sure, I already have a series wrap up for, and I'm pretty sure I've already posted it ages ago, so I don't want to like rehash everything when I have so many videos of this already. So if you're interested, go watch those for my opinion. But yes, the best thing that I watched in this category of Asian dramas and anime is The King's Avatar Trensugaoso, the live action. It's amazing. I think I ended up giving it a 4.8 out of 5. It's a kind of long mainland Chinese drama based off a light novel that also became an anime. It's super duper good. I do, like, once again, I already have so many videos of it. I'm just just stopping. So moving on to something that is my, I guess, unrecommendation, and that would be definitely Line Walker 1, the movie, and I think, yeah, okay, so the Chinese name is 西塘街. It is a Hong Kong film that was, I guess, a spin-off of a popular show. I never watched the TV show, and the movie was just, it was so bad, and I can't tell you why I think it is so bad without going into spoiler territory, but I did write like a spoiler review on my blog, so I will post that down below if you are interested in why I thought 西头很街 Line Walker was so bad. I ended up giving it, I think I wrote that here that I gave it a 2 out of 5, but I'm pretty sure I ended up lowering it to 1.5 out of 5 after finishing the spoiler review of it, just because as I was like rehashing the points as to why I disliked it, I realized that my dislike was stronger and it didn't deserve a 2. Part 3, Western TVs and movie. Mostly this month I just rewatch things. It's just like having stuff playing in the background as I worked on my edits. And one thing that I did start rewatching was, before, back in the day, I used to watch Key and Peele, like their skits on YouTube, but recently I found out that Hulu has all of their episodes and all of their seasons and everything, so I've just been rewatching Key and Peele in its entirety. So much fun. It's still really funny, still really relevant, and I'm just really enjoying this. I still remember some of the skits that I've seen, and there are definitely skits that I didn't see, and if you have time, I highly recommend going on Hulu and just watching Key and Peele for the kicks, because it's super hilarious. Honestly, I didn't really watch like bad things, I would say, this month, unlike the previous month where like I had so many bad like movie watches experience. This month I did rewatch Charlie's Angels 1 and 2, the ones with Cameron Diaz, Lucy Liu, and Drew Barrymore. Yeah, so I rewatched 1 and 2 of those, and I mean, they were still like entertaining, but obviously there are moments that hasn't aged well in them, but I still like fairly enjoyed them and gave them like a 3-ish out of 5. But they are definitely the things that I rated the lowest this month, just because mostly I was rewatching stuff, and obviously when it comes to rewatching stuff, I'm like rewatching stuff that I enjoy, and I'm still enjoying them, obviously. Outro time. Like, comment, subscribe. See you in my next video, whenever that is. Bye.